So, have you ever wondered why, when you have some certain types of negative thoughts, you have this feeling run through your spine, or you have this discomfort in your stomach, or this feeling in your gut? You just feel a bit uncomfortable with some certain types of thoughts just by mere thinking. This to tell you that your thoughts affect your physical body. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you how much of your thoughts affect your body. My name is Favor Joseph. I am popularly called the Mindset Engineer. I am a mindset coach and I help young people live a more fulfilling life by helping them understand the powers of their minds and mindset. So let's jump right into it. I'll start with telling you a story of myself. Sometime in 2019, I used to have this very severe ulcer that it's so severe that if I go like if I take in if I want to like take out saliva, it's blood. That's not just my mere saliva from my mouth. If I like from inside, from my stomach, it's blood. It was that serious. So I got home, I was taking medications, all their liquid, everything, both the solid and the liquid ones, I was taking them. And it seemed not to be reducing. The problem just seemed to be, the ulcer just seemed to be getting more serious. I was avoiding everything I was supposed to avoid, pepperish food, spicy food, and all of that. But it wasn't getting any better. So I decided to start observing myself, and then I started noticing my triggers, like what exactly are my triggers. And then I discovered that if I eat very peppery food, then they actually trigger it. But more importantly, anytime I am very emotional, like once I get really angry, really sad, extreme negative emotions, I get like an attack, right? So I'll begin to hold my stomach will begin to pain me so much. And I discovered that this thing might just be my emotions that is affecting my body and I am not aware. So I started on a more conscious note, avoiding going into very extreme emotions of anger, especially anger. Once I get angry, like immediately, like they just pour some pepper into my stomach and I'll begin to have serious pain in my stomach. And over time, after like trying to calm down myself and my emotions, I discovered that the whole thing dies down and I stopped having like attacks. So I now came to discover that my emotions was I mean, yeah, my emotions were playing tricks on me then and making me have those pains. I didn't take any drug. Like currently, I can't remember the last time I had pain, like severe pain in my stomach because of ulcer. It just literally went away just because I decided to be more deliberate about my emotions. And of course, we know that your emotions are triggered by your thoughts. There is a thought you can start thinking right now, and right now you start crying. There's a thought you would start thinking right now, and only you are seated, but you just start smiling. So your thoughts directly affect your emotions, and your emotions directly affect your body. So now we've gotten to know this. This is not just it hasn't just happened to me. There's someone I met, and I remember telling she was telling me her story, like different illnesses she had. And I am a physiology and a pharmacological student. So I know like how your body works. And then I'm like, these certain sicknesses or illnesses you're having, you're too young to be having them, one. And two, you having like two of them, like seven different illnesses. And I mean she's less than 25. It's a lot. So I told her that the whole story is not just matching up. So I began to ask her like about trauma and her past and different instances, stories that she have heard as an experience in the past. And by the time I heard the whole story in full, I told her that the truth is your problem, right? The real problem is not just coming from your body. because most of the sicknesses she had, they were telling her that you can't really place the cause of them, and very very severe sicknesses. You couldn't really place the cause of them. And then I told her that if she can just try to be more um controlling of her thoughts, her emotions, and try to let go of some of the hurt and past experiences and trauma she has experienced. Because I mean, she's been through a lot. A lot is the summary for it. She's been through a lot, and let go of them. That she will heal from some of the, at least 3/5. Seven. I said seven. There were seven. 3/7 or 5/7. I was just sure that it was going to go, at least going to drop down, if she sufficiently let go of those emotions. And then she decided to take up the task and start working on it. And she discovered that the number of her crisis, I mean crisis, like the number of times that she get down and she has to be rushed to the hospital and all of that, started significantly reducing. This tells you that your body, your thoughts, so much affect your body. You can literally fall sick for thinking negatively. There's this book, Your Thoughts Make You Sick. There's this other book, Your Body Keeps the Count, of traumas, of events that happen in your life. Your body keeps the count. It has been said that 60% of the illnesses we have in our world today are caused by our thoughts, our psychological state. Let me just use that word, it's more comprehensive. So at 60%, it has been proven that 60% of the sickness, and me, I've had a first-hand experience on that. So I know that that is true. It is called psychosomatic illnesses, right? Most illnesses are psychosomatic illnesses. They are illnesses that are caused by thinking negatively, by being in states consistently, bad states that affect you. So recently I was reading this book, The Power of Positive Thinking. I'm still on it. And then they were talking about how worry. Wait, before I go that, before I say that, I don't know if you've heard, when people are ill, when people are having hypertension, they tell you, avoid overthinking, avoid worrying, avoid this, avoid that. They'll be telling you foods to avoid, but they'll also be telling you emotions to avoid. You've heard people die by just the news. They tell you, so person have died, and that person holds his or her chest and follow the dead person, right? And died, heart attack straight up, by just a news that led to a thought, that led to an emotion that directly affects your heart. Do you get the process? So your thoughts so much, so much affect your physical body. So you need to be more deliberate with your thoughts. Now, I earlier said I am a physiology and pharmacological student. So we've we've studied, or yes, we have studied deeply on the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. Now, that is branch of my course is like one of the most interesting part of the course for me, because it just opened my eyes on how much your thoughts affect you, and then how the reactions your body gives at different states. So your sympathetic nervous system is your nervous system that is responsible for flight or fight. So when you meet a snake, you meet a lion, or when you meet a dangerous situation, or when you hear a negative news, the kind of thoughts that run through your body create your nervous system, like makes your nervous system give out certain reactions, right? So they send blood supply to your muscles, like your legs and your hands, so that if you need to fight, or if you need to run, if you need to fight or you need to fly, you have more oxygen there. So some certain part of your body reduces, metabolism, like your stomach. Not you can you have you ever wondered why, if you're in a bad situation, you're never pressed. You if you were even pressed and you saw a snake, eh, chances are high you forget that you were going to use yourself, and you run somewhere else, like forgetting that you were actually going to use yourself. So that's because your sympathetic nervous system automatically sends signals to your brain, happens in seconds, that 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 makes your body, you know, get ready for fight or flight. Now, your parasympathetic nervous system is a rest and digest nervous system. This nervous system is responsible for times where you are asleep, when you're in a calm, relaxed state. Now, the problem is most people are in their sympathetic nervous system just too long. So, in your sympathetic nervous system, your body produces adrenaline and some other hormones or chemicals in your body, and these chemicals are good for that sympathetic state. But when you're always in your sympathetic nervous system because of you're in a bad environment, you're with abusive people, or you're always in distress, right? Your body always produces that those hormones. Now, these hormones, they cause negative reactions to your body. And when they are there, like cortisol, the stress hormone, and all of that, when they are there over time, they begin to cause harm, severe harm. Now, this leads to most of the chronic diseases that we have, right? So we need to understand that your thoughts affect your emotion. The Bible says in Proverbs chapter 17, verse 22, that a merry heart does good like medicine, but a broken spirit dries up the bones. A broken spirit dries up the bones. Now I know that it is not possible for us to completely clear out negative emotions from our life, but it is possible for you to control how much they stay and how much they affect you if you are aware of how dangerous they can be when they stay. So they become chronic, like they stay there. You are always gloomy, you are always feeling bad. Your psychological state in general is down, right? When you're always in that state of of mood, of mind, it affects your body. It has been shown on how negative emotions increases sugar level, your blood pressure, like causes ulcer. I've experienced this one, causes ulcer, and then other chronic diseases that we have. These things, they eat into your body. Like if you literally fall sick, your body keeps the score. That is why if you come into an environment that you have previously been into, and that environment was sort of dangerous for you, once you come into that environment again, your body begins to give that, it gives off that feeling, you begin to sweat, you begin to feel more agitated by just being in, it's called PTSD, post traumatic stress disorder, right? By just being in an environment that you have been before that had a negative impact on you. So you discover that your body keeps the score, and it's good to listen to your body at times, most of the times, because the truth is it's right, right? It's right. So from there, you begin to attack what is causing this. And sometimes we can even be in our sympathetic nervous system without even knowing. You just need to listen to your body. You begin to feel sweaty, you begin to have headache, you begin to become nervous and all of that. You begin to ask yourself, what's the problem? What am I afraid of? What's causing this agitation? Find it out and attack it. So your body is affected greatly by your thoughts. Affected greatly by your thoughts. So as you have known that your body is affected greatly by your thoughts, what are you going to do about it to make sure that you are constantly in a positive psychological state, or you are constantly in your parasympathetic nervous system state of being, so that your body receives some positivity. See, the Bible says that a merry heart does good as medicine. The way you can take a drug and it heals you, that's a way you can have a positive emotion and it heals you. And I could go telling you countless number of stories, because me, I became very conscious of it and self-aware. Let me use the word. Ever since I became very self-aware, I began to notice each time, like, a negative thought runs through my body, I feel it. If you just take time, anytime you think of a negative emotion, just observe your body, you feel it. So if you are going to like live long in this life, you are going to have to not only be conscious of what you eat, what you drink, what you hear, and all of that. You are going to be more conscious of what you think and what you allow to dwell inside you. Because as a man So sorry for the interruption. So I was saying that if you do not like your physical state of being, right, you are not only to think to be conscious of what you eat and what you drink and where you go to and what you hear. You also need to be conscious of what you think. So next week we're going to be looking at how to control these negative emotions, because I'm not just going to tell you, okay, your negative emotions can, of course, we all have negative emotions. So, but how are you going to make sure that you control your negative emotions instead of your negative emotions controlling you? So, I would be talking about how to deal with these negative emotions so that they do not negatively impact your health on the long run. Thank you so much for watching this broadcast to this point. For those who are dealing with some certain issues, or they have gone through a difficult time, I have it's a comprehensive guide, a step-by-step guide on how you can overcome heartbreaks and move on to live a more fulfilling life. So if you've experienced any sort of heartbreak or any sort of distress, in terms of relationships, and you want to heal and you want to move on, this book is a go-to. It's a book that will show you a step-by-step guide. It's proven. The Healing Process is the name of the book. I would put it in the comment section, details about the book. You can get it and begin your journey to becoming a more happier person. See you next week. Bye.